I'm on a 650 acre, basically a deer hunting club, but they've been having trouble with beaver. They're cutting the trees around a lot where these hunting cabins are. So they hired me in to catch to try to thin these beavers out. But the water's been coming up and down. I'm having to, get familiar with this property as I'm going along, but I'm having to make adjustments. And there hadn't been a lot of action. I mean, I may go 2 or 3 days and not catch a beaver, then I might pick one up. Changing weather, rain, snow, warm, every kind of weather you can imagine, water coming up and down, having to make changes depending on the beavers are moving around from place to place. I'll catch them out of one spot and I'll have to move to another spot when I find new sign. And now we're getting ready to get a flash flood, so it's just constantly having to make changes according to the weather and the fluctuation of the water close to a river. And that river usually floods in here every winter. And sometime in the spring, you never know when flood waters are coming. So I got to get adapted to this, how to deal with this fluctuation of this water. But I was coming in to take these snares out, and it's easy to get discouraged if you're not getting a lot of action. But just when you're kind of hitting a lull in a low spot, something like this will happen. You'll pick up a nice pale otter. But these I won't get paid for. I'm hired to catch beavers at $35 a beaver. I get a down payment and then $35 per animal. But I can take these otter and I can catch other fur bearers while I'm in here. But that's all part of the game. It's a game of patience and being able to make the adjustments as you go along. So it'll try you. It's all. Sitting over here, I came down a steep hill, sitting here thinking this would be a good place to catfish, and this water's coming way up on this lake. I looked over here on the bank and there was a beaver sitting out here wide open. He probably wasn't 15-20 yards from it. He jumped off in the water here and started swimming back towards this buckbrush. He may be trying to set up at the back of this cove out here. He was just sitting up on this bank. I may have to go investigate back in this cove and see what's going on. Got a little more water back here than the last time. We got some running water coming over this dam. A lot of snow is melted, and we're starting to get into some rainy days. So all this is backing up. I'm gonna have to go look around and see where I can start throwing in a few snares. part of the pond right here is a nice dam off to my right over here, and these little small ditches come back through this buckbrush. And there's all kind of little peel sticks. They obviously like it back in here because, I mean, they're cutting all over the place. But I got 3 more snares with me. I'm going to go ahead and make those, put those snares in, and go back and get some more equipment. This looks pretty good back here. I think we need to set up on this. Well, it rained all night, and I had 3 snares set up in here, and I had them halfway in the water and halfway out. And when I came in here, the water was about 6 inches over the top of them. So this creek has come out of its banks and it's flowing out into these woods. So if this keeps up, all this is gonna keep getting backed up into this timber. So I'm gonna have to pull these sets out today. I'm coming up on this, I got a 330 under this log up here, so we're gonna go check it. And I got 2 more snares, and if I can get to them, I hope I can get to them. But this water's coming up real fast. See, now this, there was no current in here yesterday, so now this thing's moving pretty good. Got no choice but to pull these sets out. It wasn't a heavy rain, but it was steady rain for hours. So these little ditches can fill up in a hurry. So I got to cross this creek, go pull these 2 snares and back out of here. But this is going to keep coming up, so we'll have to give this another try at a later date. So cross this creek for now. Made some gill net and trout line. I found this lodge back during the deer hunt season. I want to come back and probably bow hunt this next fall, but before the trapping season was over, I'm going to come back in here. And we just had a 5-inch rain, and the water is rising enough to where these beavers can come back in here and use this lodge. I came in here, I had 3 conibear traps. One of them, the trigger was broken on. I didn't realize until I got out here. And this thing has 3 entrances. So I covered the most defined entrances, the ones that I could get to, with conibear traps. And I knew that was going to leave only this front entrance for these beavers to come in and out of. when I pulled in here with the boat this morning, I could hear one in the lodge, and he came out. It was a medium-sized beaver. He come out right there off this front entrance. So I said, well, maybe the back two traps got beavers in it. So I went around the back of this lodge and checked. And what they had done, since this water is coming up right there at that entrance, to keep the water from starting to come into the lodge, they started building a levee. So that blocked that trap. And then my other trap was sprung, so I don't know if it was the beaver trying to come into the lodge or leaving out of the lodge. So I had one sprung trap and one where they had levied up in front of it. And that's this front entrance open. So I'll either come back and give this one more shot with some conibears, or maybe wait and see how high this water's going to come up. Yeah. I can't get them with them conibears off. I had to set some snares up on this front entrance for this lodge. It's wild. You never know what you're going to see. That's the first time I'd ever seen one build a levee like that in front of one of the conibears.